Hello and welcome to ThePrint. This is Prabhakar Tamilarasu from ThePrint's Chennai Bureau. Today I am going to explain about the history of Madras Race Club and the history of racing culture in Chennai. On Monday, Tamil Nadu government sealed the Guindy Race Course governed by the Madras Race Club for non-payment of rental arrears since 1974. Before getting into the tussle between the Tamil Nadu government and the Madras Race Course, first let us look into the history of the racing culture in Chennai and the history of Madras Race Course. The history of racing culture in Chennai dates back to about 2 centuries since 1777 when the Mughals were ruling the New Delhi and George Washington was waging a war in United States of America to establish independence. So according to historian Venkatesh Ramakrishnan, the Britishers were first raising their horses on the shores of Kuam River close to the Red Fort just for the pleasure of the man in Madras. However, later they moved this racing place from the shores of Kuam River or just on the banks of Adayar River close to the Guindy forest in the present day Guindy Race Course. Initially, the British had allocated only 108 acres of land for raising the horses in the shores of Adayar River that is close to Guindy forest area in 1777. However, after just before the independence since 1946, about 160 acres of land was used for this Guindy race course for raising the horses in the racetracks. The British who have been raising horses in Chennai were more fascinated on horse racing, so much so that they have mentioned these details even in their East Indian Company records. After holding the reins for a century, they later led the Indians inside the racing culture in Madras. Initially, the Zamindars and the local Hinds who started to race their horses in the race course and who started to bet on the racing horses even made the Guindy race course as their second home, so much so that they started to discuss even their business, their marriage plans, and started to meet their colleagues and contemporaries inside the Guindy race course. So the race course soon became more democratic, so much so that people of all walks of life started to enter into the race course and have discussion or a chit chat with their friends and watch the horse racing. Soon in 1946, the Guindy race course was leased to the Madras Race Club by the then Madras Presidency. At the time, it was leased out at a meager price of about 640 rupees as an annual rent for 99 years. The Madras Race Club managed to pay the lump sum of rent for the full 99 years of the lease period and took over the land from the government. After independence, for the most part of the time, the Madras Race Club that is governing the Guindy race course was held by the merchant community Chettiar. The Raja Annamalai Chettiar, his son M.A. Chidambaram Chettiar and R.A.M. Ramasamy Chettiar were holding the Madras Race Club for a long time, and M.A. Chidambaram Chettiar is credited for introducing the classic races in Chennai in 1950s, and his son Ramasamy Chettiar has been credited for winning over 400 classic horse races in the Madras. Historian Venkatesh Ramakrishnan says that the Madras Racing Club or that is governing the Guindy Race Club was one of the cheapest club in the country, where people could even race or bet for rupees just 5, and it made people of all walks of life to enter into the Guindy race course and watch the horse racing and continue betting on the horses. Coming into the present day context, this is not the first time that horse race is likely to face a uncertain situation in the Madras state. Even before the independence, the horse racing has faced uncertain situations during World War II and when the Madras Race Club faced the financial instability situations. But the real threat came only after the DMK came to power in 1967. At the time of coming to power, the DMK has made an electoral promise to ban the horse racing culture in Madras. However, after coming to the power in the first term from 1967 to 1972, the DMK government did not implement a ban on the horse racing. However, in 1970, the government revised the rental amounts for the lands that were leased out to the private entities. By that policy decision, about 14% of rent was laid down on the Madras Race Club in accordance with the current property value. And the real threat came in 1974 when the DMK government decided to ban the horse racing culture in Tamil Nadu and brought an act on the same. However, the Madras Race Club went in for an appeal before the Madras High Court and got a stay over the ban and managed to run the horse race without any hurdle for the next 10 years. It was just a matter of time. In 1985, after AIADMK came to power, it brought in another act that took over the Madras Race Club under its control. So now Madras Race Club that was governing the Guindy Race Course coming under the control of the government. The government went in for an appeal before the Madras High Court, vacating the stay on the ban and implementing the ban on horse race in Chennai. It was the first time that horse racing was banned in Chennai for a longer period. But within a year, the Madras Race Club functionaries who were working in the Madras Race Club earlier, they went in for an appeal before the Madras High Court and managed to got a temporary relief and started to continue racing horses in the Guindy Race Course. And in 1996, they managed to get a permanent relief when the Supreme Court termed that horse racing was not a game of chance and it is a game of skill. The Supreme Court also directed the Tamil Nadu government to hand over the Guindy Race Course to the Madras Race Club functionaries who were elected in 1996 March. The Tamil Nadu state government sent a notice to the Madras Race Club for the first time in 2004 to pay the rental arrears between 1974 and 2004. So the Madras Race Club, who did not pay a single penny until this date, went on to challenge the government order before the Madras High Court. From 1974 to 2017, the Madras Race Club hasn't paid a rental arrears of close to 12,318 crores to the Tamil Nadu government. The Madras Race Club has approached the Madras High Court challenging the order of the Tamil Nadu government. However, a year ago, in 2023, a single bench of Madras High Court ordered the Madras Race Club to pay the rental arrears of 780 crores in a month's time and the pending amount in another couple of months. However, the Madras Race Club again went on an appeal against the single bench order and it was admitted by the larger bench. The larger bench, which was hearing the petitions, recently observed that it was admitting the petitions but it was not taking any observation or opinion about the action being taken by the Tamil Nadu government in accordance with law. Taking a cue from this observation, Tamil Nadu government went on to seal the Guindy Race Course governed by the Madras Race Club. The Madras Race Club that has again went in for an appeal against the government's action of sealing the Guindy Race Course without any proper notice and without letting the functionaries of the Madras Race Club know what action is being taken. The Madras Race Club has appealed before the Madras High Court against the action being initiated by the Tamil Nadu government. The case is still pending before the court. However, one has to wait and watch if the racing culture will once again thrive in Chennai or will there be a permanent ban on horse racing after the land is being taken by the Tamil Nadu government. Thank you.